I'm going to bring him up then. He's very, very funny. He's been featured on Sidefield.com. Big deal. He's coming to us for a nice visit. He's originally from Queens. Give it up for Sal LoPizzo.
Hello, everybody. It's so great to be back in New York. Oh, my God. This is the greatest city in the world. Hands down, the greatest city in the world. Unless you're a smoker, and then it's a little like Nazi Germany. I don't mind. Because I just moved to San Francisco with my boyfriend. Yes, because I'm a homo. Surprise, surprise. But anyway, that city, man, yeah, that city is like craziness. It's like just nuts. You know, like in New York, people get dressed to do things, you know? Like New Yorkers put on like nice shirts, ladies showing off their boobies, you know? Guys wear like tight jeans, you know? Accentuating their bulges. In San Francisco, they walk around naked. Balls to the breeze, nude. I'm not kidding, like in the winter when it's cold, they might wear like a scarf and earmuffs to keep warm, you know? But that's it. And I asked one of these guys, I'm like, dude, why are you naked? He's like, it's a hobby. I'm an exhibitionist. I'm like, no. Arts and crafts are a hobby. Like learning how to cook Indian food is a hobby. Masturbating to porn on the internet is a hobby. Walking around naked is insane. And I couldn't fathom that this was like actually happening. So I Googled it to make sure that I wasn't crazy. And guess what? It's completely legal in San Francisco to be balls-ass naked on the street. But here's the brilliant twist. You just can't do anything, and I have to phrase it the right way because my mom's in the audience. You just can't do anything to arouse yourself. Now, I don't know who wrote this law. I don't know if they're familiar with the male anatomy. But it takes very little to get us aroused. Like if the wind blows the wrong way, that guy's in jail. All done. Over and done. And don't get me started on the gay scene. I know you two are sisters. Don't get me started on the gay scene. It's insane. Like, we thought, okay, we're moving to San Francisco, it's a big gay population, we'll be fine. Not our kind of gays. No. They're like political over there. Like, we got to the Castro the first night, which is like the big gay area, you know? And there's like confetti going off, and American flags are waving, people are rallying and screaming. I thought they announced the new winner of Project Runway. I'm like, what's going on? Someone's like, no, it's Prop 8. I'm like, is that a new Lady Gaga song? What are you talking about? No clue. No clue at all. It's nuts. Like, the only thing gays rally for in New York City is the Barney's Warehouse sale. That's it. Like, take that away, and those trannies are going to be marching down 8th Avenue, yelling about their rights to Michael Kors and Carolina Herrera, you know? Fucking nuts. It's nuts over there. I feel like I'm Alice and I fell through the tunnel into Wonderland, you know? Where like up is down, yes is no, and everybody's on crack. That's what it's like. Crazy. But it is hard being a gay guy. Even in 2011, even in San Francisco and New York, it's hard to be a gay guy. Especially if you're lactose intolerant. It's true, think about it. I have to pop lactate pills like they're birth control. Because if you miss just one day, it's like, not tonight, honey, I had cheese. Not gonna happen. But straight people get grossed out when you talk about gay sex. Like, they can't take it. And I get it, I understand that. But think about this, straight people. Gay sex is actually a lot like street meat. You know, like those halal carts all over the village, you know? The idea of eating mystery meat out of the back of some guy's truck is really gross. But once you try it, it's enjoyable. Yes, it is. So once a month is plenty. It's fine. We're actually been together for 4 years, which in gay years is like 37 and a half. Yeah, come on. He's not here tonight because he's Muslim. And he's at home with his mom, which is fine. Like when we moved in together, his family was so strict, they don't want to talk about it. We got a 1-bedroom in Manhattan, and my mom came over with like throw pillows from Target, duvet covers, and his mom literally asked if we were getting bunk beds. And I was like, well, tell us someone's got to be on top. It's just the way that it works, even with the gays. But yeah, people think that because you're 2 men in a relationship that you're having sex all day long, which is not true. We break every day at 11 to watch The View. Nothing goes better with my morning wood than Hot Topics, let me tell you. A little sucky, a little whoopee is fantastic. I love to watch it, it's obsessed. Especially The View. I've been watching The View since the days of like Star Jones and Debbie Magnopoulos. For all you straight people, that's like 11, 12 years ago. Yeah. And I can say with, you know, but with full certainty that show has been through more bitches than Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yes, it has. But I still love it. I also like Wendy Williams. Anybody watch Wendy Williams? That's a good show. But it took me 2 seasons of watching to realize that I wasn't watching RuPaul's Drag Race. Because she's a little bit of tranny somewhere. I mean, I think something's a little bigger than it should be. That's all I'm saying. She's a little bit of tranny. Just a little bit. But my favorite of all time was the Rosie O'Donnell show. I love Rosie O'Donnell. Oh my God, when I was a little boy, and other little kids wanted to be like doctors or lawyers, policemen or firefighters, I wanted to be Rosie O'Donnell. I wanted to eat ring-dings and sing about double stuffed Oreos, you know? Shoot koosh balls with old ladies and fall in love with Tom Cruise. I love everything about her. I love her blog, I love that she's political, I love that she probably smells like Home Depot and wet paint. You know? I love her. But The View's great because it has hot topics, which I want to talk about tonight. I think that'll be fun, because New York has had one hell of a summer, people. Holy shit, I left and everything went down in New York. Hello? Is this thing on? Are you guys with me? You guys had a great summer, starting with Anthony Weiner. That was like the best thing ever. And he's a congressman from Queens, which I'm from Queens. So I bonded with him. And people were like, didn't get it. They didn't understand it. They didn't know why he was doing what he was doing. I totally got it. I knew exactly why he was doing what he was doing. Because if I had a face like that, you better believe I'd be showing off my big dick. I would be showing it to everyone and anyone that wanted to see it. Everyone would be on Twitter, it would be my Facebook profile page. I would have a fan page dedicated to it. I'd let people autograph it. Like, it would just, that would be it, you know? And then, of course, other big gay news in New York, gay marriage passed, which is fantastic. I'm really happy for myself, you know, happy for the community, but I'm really happy because it pissed off the damn Tea Party. I hate them. They are a bunch of homophobes. But the joke is on them. You know why? Because there's nothing gayer than a Tea Party! It's the gayest thing ever! Like, they could have called themselves like the up-my-ass politicians, and still, Tea Party is gayer. It just is. You know? It just is. And then the saddest thing that happened to me this summer, Oprah ended her show. I was really upset. But I had a whole theory, because it was the same week that we were supposed to have the end of the world. Do you remember this? It was like the end of the world and the end of the Oprah show. So I thought, coincidence? I don't think so. Like, this is how I think Oprah should have ended her last show. She should have been like, for my last show ever, please welcome Jesus Christ. And like Jesus would have floated down on a cloud of angels, you know. Oprah would have had it made over. She would like trim his beard and trim it in his robes like a Poochie scarf, you know? She used to come down and genuflect before Oprah because she's the most powerful being in the world. And the universe. And then together, Oprah and Jesus would get to decide who gets to go to heaven and who gets to go to hell. And it would go a little something like this. You get saved, and you get saved, and you get saved. Everybody's going to paradise. Thank you. That's good. All right, Scott, will you hold this for me?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so a lot of craziness in San Francisco. Do you want to hear more crazy San Francisco stories?
Yeah!
I saw an 80-year-old man for the first time. Oh my God. It was scary. He kind of had like a long beard. I don't want to say he looked like a skinny Santa. He looked more like a deflated Santa. You know? Like his chin was down to his nipples were down to his balls, and his balls like down to his knees. You know? Which was like right where he had his socks pulled up to. Scary. If you wanted to deter young boys from homosexuality, just show them an 80-year-old man. That'll take care of it. Because once I saw that, I thought, right around 65, I'm going back to the ladies. Done. Completely done. And then they have this guy who they call the Bushman. Okay? And no, it's not for the reasons you might think. It's because he hides behind bushes and jumps out at pedestrians and scares them. And then they're expected to give him a tip. I'm like, what? Could you imagine if that was in New York? Could you imagine if you were walking down Fifth Avenue and some homeless man was jumping out from behind the bushes and scaring people? I'd be pretty sure that he would not be getting a tip. I think he might be getting shot. That's what I think would happen. Oh, cheers! What are the cheers in?
Cheers to you.
Oh, nothing? Okay. Then don't interrupt, thank you. It looks easy, but it's not. So it's a little crazy. And then I had an interesting experience. Interesting experience with a neighbor in San Francisco. This girl moved in next door. She's from Arkansas. Her name is Christy. She had never seen a real live homosexual before. She had only seen us dead on the road. So she knocks. Hi, I'm Christy. I'm like, hi, I'm Christy. We got a little friendly, you know, and then after about a week of knowing her, she goes, Sal, can I take you for a drink? Again, it's happening. It's my first time in New York. So anyway, Christy said, Sal. So Christy was like, Sal, can I take you for a drink? And I said, Christy, if you're paying, I'm going. You messed up my joke. You're lucky that wasn't the punchline. So anyway, we go for a drink. There's a middle of drinking. Christy turns to me and she's like, Sal, can I just ask you a question? And I was like, sure, fire. She's like, oh, thank God. Are you and your boyfriend in an open relationship? And I go, no, of course not. She's like, oh, thank Jesus, because I thought all gays were in open relationships. And I go, no, we're not, Christy. I go, can I ask you a question? She's like, of course, we bonded. You can ask me anything. I said, great. Were your parents cousins? She's like, no. I go, oh, because I thought all people from Arkansas were inbreds.